Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak Easy English. I'm Henry.
And I'm Luna. We've been working through a whole series called At the Bank.
Yeah, so far we've already talked about opening a bank account, depositing and withdrawing money, sending a wire transfer, applying for a credit card, asking about bank fees, reporting a lost card, and even setting up online banking.
Exactly. These are all real steps you'll take in banks here in North America, like RBC, TD, or Scotiabank in Canada, and Bank of America or Chase in the US.
Today, we're moving to the next part of the series, talking to a bank teller.
This is a super common situation. Whether you're depositing cash, asking about your balance, or checking fees, you'll often speak with a teller face-to-face.
And don't worry, we'll keep it simple and practical. These are phrases you can use right away.
All right, let's start with how to greet the teller when you walk up to the counter.
When you walk up to the counter, it's good to start with a polite greeting.
The teller might say, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
You can reply, "Hi, I'd like to check my account." Repeat after us. "Hi, I'd like to check my account."
If you're not sure, you can also say, "I need some help with my account."
That's a safe phrase when you don't know the exact words.
Sometimes the teller may ask for your ID or bank card first.
You can hand it over and say, "Here you go." Repeat after us, "Here you go."
Or, "Sure, no problem."
Polite and simple, that's all you need.
Okay, now let's look at asking about your account balance.
One common reason to talk to a teller is to check your balance.
The teller may ask, "What can I do for you today?"
You can say, "I'd like to check my balance, please." Repeat after us. "I'd like to check my balance, please."
The teller might then ask, "Do you want checking or savings?"
You can answer, "Checking, please," or "Savings, please."
If you're not sure, you can say, "Both, please."
The teller might print out a slip with your balance.
If you want it on paper, ask, "Could you print my balance?" Repeat after us, "Could you print my balance?"
If you just want to hear it, say, "Please just tell me."
Great. Once you know your balance, maybe you want to make a deposit.
Now let's talk about deposits. When you're putting money into your account, the teller may ask, "How would you like to deposit today?"
You can reply, "I'd like to deposit cash." Repeat after us, "I'd like to deposit cash."
If you have a check, you can also say, "I'd like to deposit a check." Repeat after us, "I'd like to deposit a check."
If you have both, you can say, "I'd like to deposit cash and a check."
The teller may hand you a deposit slip and say, "Please fill this out."
You can reply, "Sure," and then write your name, account number, and the amount.
Sometimes the teller will ask you to sign the back of the check. You can say, "Okay, no problem."
If you're not sure what to do, you can ask, "Can you help me fill this out?"
After you hand it back, the teller may check the details and say, "Please sign here."
You can reply, "Of course," and sign your name.
When the deposit is complete, the teller might confirm, "The deposit is finished and the money is in your account."
If you want proof, you can ask, "Could I get a receipt for the deposit?"
Or, "Could you print my updated balance, please?"
Once finished, it's polite to say, "Thank you very much."
All right, with your deposit done, let's move on to withdrawing money.
Now that we've finished with deposits, let's talk about the other side, taking money out of your account.
When you want cash, you can start with, "I'd like to withdraw some money." Repeat after us, "I'd like to withdraw some money."
The teller may then ask, "How much would you like today?"
You can reply, "I'd like to withdraw $200, please." Repeat after us, "I'd like to withdraw $200, please."
If you prefer specific bills, you can say, "Could I get 20s, please?"
Or you might ask, "Could I have smaller bills, like tens and fives?"
For larger withdrawals, the teller may ask for your ID. You can hand it over and say, "Here you go."
Sometimes the teller will also ask you to sign a withdrawal slip or a receipt. You can reply, "Sure, no problem."
After confirming, the teller will carefully count the money in front of you.
It's polite to wait until they finish counting. Then say, "Thank you."
If you want to double check, you can ask, "Could you also confirm my remaining balance?"
Or, "Could you print me a balance slip, please?"
Once everything is done, the teller may ask, "Do you need an envelope for your cash?"
You can reply, "Yes, please," or "No, thanks, I'm fine."
Great! Now that you know how to withdraw money, let's move on to asking about bank services.
Now that you can withdraw and deposit money, you might also want to know what services the bank offers.
A simple way to ask is, "Could you tell me about your savings accounts?" Repeat after us. "Could you tell me about your savings accounts?"
You can also say, "Do you offer credit cards?" Repeat after us. "Do you offer credit cards?"
The teller may explain different account types, interest rates, or promotions. If you don't catch everything, you can say, "Could you explain that in simple terms?"
Or, "Could you write that down for me, please?"
If you're comparing, you can ask, "What's the difference between checking and savings accounts?"
Another useful question is, what is the minimum balance required to avoid fees?
If you are new to the country, you can also ask, "Do you offer newcomer packages or student accounts?"
And if you want to know about borrowing, you can say, "Could you tell me about personal loans or lines of credit?"
Banks often provide brochures with information, so don't hesitate to ask for one.
That way, you can take it home, read it slowly, and decide which option is best for you.
Now that we've explored services, let's move on to asking about bank fees more clearly.
In North America, many bank accounts come with different kinds of fees, so it's smart to ask about them clearly.
You can begin with, "Are there any monthly fees on this account?" Repeat after us. "Are there any monthly fees on this account?"
If you want to know more, you could ask, "What happens if I go below the minimum balance?" Repeat after us. "What happens if I go below the minimum balance?"
The teller might explain that there is a charge if your balance drops too low.
If you're worried about ATM use, ask, "Do you charge for ATM withdrawals?"
The teller may answer, "Yes, only if you use another bank's machine."
If you didn't understand, it's okay to say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?"
Or, "Could you give me an example, please?"
Another common question is, are there any transaction limits per month?
If there are limits, you can also ask, "What happens if I go over the limit?"
The teller might tell you about penalties, but knowing in advance helps you avoid extra costs.
Once you understand the fees, you can decide which account is best for your needs.
All right, with fees explained, let's move on to closing the conversation with the teller.
When you've finished your banking, the teller will usually ask, "Is there anything else I can help you with today?"
You can reply, "No, that's all, thank you." Repeat after us, "No, that's all, thank you."
Another polite option is, "That's everything for today. Thanks so much." Repeat after us. "That's everything for today. Thanks so much."
If you would like a receipt, you can ask, "Could I get a receipt, please?"
Or you can say, "Can you print a copy for me?"
The teller will usually hand it to you right away, often with a smile.
It's always good to end on a polite note. You might say, "Thanks, have a good day."
Or, "Thanks, see you next time."
Leaving on a friendly note makes the experience easier the next time you visit.
All right, now that we've gone through greetings, deposits, withdrawals, services, and fees, let's do a quick summary and final role-play challenge.
So today, we covered a lot of important steps when talking to a bank teller.
Yes, we started with greetings, then checking your balance, making deposits, withdrawing cash, asking about services, and understanding fees.
These are everyday phrases you can use at real banks in North America, whether it's RBC, TD, Scotiabank, Bank of America, or Chase.
Now, let's do a short role play to bring everything together. I'll be the customer, and Luna will be the teller.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hi, I'd like to deposit $200, please.
Of course. Please fill out this deposit slip.
Sure, here you go.
Thank you. The deposit is complete. Would you like anything else today?
Yes, could you also tell me my balance?
Certainly. Your balance is $1,500.
Great, that's all for today. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Now, here's your challenge. Listen carefully and see if you remember the answers.
1. What phrase can you use to ask for your balance?
2. What can you say if you want smaller bills when withdrawing cash?
3. How do you ask about monthly fees on an account?
If you're not sure, go back, listen again, and practice until it feels natural.
And for extra practice, try acting out the scene with a friend or even at home by yourself.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe to Speak Easy English.
We'll keep making practical lessons to help you in daily life.
Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.
Bye for now.